Did you always want to learn the song Hallelujah? Today I'm going to show you how to play it in 3 different skill levels. The first 4 bars are the same for all 3 skill levels. Later on in the descriptions you will find links that show you where to jump to for the next level. So let's start with the first 4 bars. We start with the chord G. Many of you will probably know the chord G like this or like this. We don't need the higher fingers because we're only going to play the low 4 strings. The song Hallelujah is in the 6/8 time signature. The 6/8 time signature goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with the accents on the beat number 1 and the beat number 4, and that is reflected in how we play the notes in the chord. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Practice this with the G chord. As I said, if you wanted to press this finger down because you're familiar with this chord, feel free to do it. It's not necessary. All we need is these 2 fingers here. The next chord is E minor. We need those 2 fingers here. Same 4 notes, which is the low 4 notes on the guitar. Practice that and come back to the lesson. Step 3, combine those 2 chords. Play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You may notice that my second finger always stays on the 5th string because it's the same for both chords. So all you need to move is your 3rd finger. Practice this and come back to the next step. Step 4, the way they play this, or the way it is being played in the original recording, is with a little bass line going between the 2 chords. For that, what you do is you leave away the last note that you would play in the chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't play the 6, but you play the 6 in the bass with the 2nd finger here on the 2nd fret. And you go to the next chord. Same thing. Beat number 6 is played with the 1st finger on the 2nd fret. That creates a little bass walk, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you download the tabs and sheet music from my website, michaelmark.com, you will see that the download includes 3 versions. The first version is for people who would like to sing the song and just play the chords without playing the melody on the guitar itself. For you, please continue watching right now. For you who want to play the solo guitar versions, and there's 2 different ones, a difficult and an intermediate one, please jump to the next chapter. The link is below. Now what we just learned serves both as the intro and the first 4 bars of the actual song. So usually it's being played G, E, G, and then the song starts after this, and it's the first 4 bars in the song are exactly the same. Before we proceed, some of you may ask, why do we play this on the low 4 strings? Why not? And the answer is you can. If you play just the chords without the playing the melody on the guitar on top of that, we could actually play the chord differently. There is, however, a reason why it still sounds best the way we just learned it. The reason is that the well-known way this is usually being played is having the G stay stagnant at the top and having the bass move. For this, played it, the bass line staying the same, if you played it on the one string higher, you would get this. Also playable. If you like it that way, play around with it, see what you like. If you played it bass, again staying the same, on the highest 4 strings, or the highest 3 strings rather, with the fingers the bass stays the same, it would sound like this. You might notice that the high note, the G, also stays stagnant here. However, I found that if you sing over it, poking out might be detrimental. It takes the attention of the ear away from the melody. Now we know the intro: G major, E minor, G major, E minor. These 4 bars also serve as the first 4 bars of the actual song. So from here it goes, I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. If you find it complicated to keep this bass line up, usually it is done this way, with this same bass line. But if you feel it difficult to keep this up while singing to it, here you can abandon that bass line and simply play the chords the way we originally, in the very beginning of this lesson, play them, just up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be, I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. So that's your choice. Bars 9 through 12. You don't really care for music, do ya? The pattern in the right hand stays the same, except our 3 fingers move to the top 3 strings. It starts with the C major chord. The C bass being played here, a D major chord, G major. You might notice I'm playing it the regular way with the little finger on the 3rd fret on the 1st string and back to D. You don't really care for music, do ya? Now here's a tip for a little bit advanced players. We can get the guitar part much more smoothly by taking advantage of a few things. For example, after you play the C major chord, changing to the D major gives you a little bit of time because the first note is the empty D string. So you would not need to move your fingers over immediately to start playing, but you would take advantage of the time that it takes for the D to ring. Also, if you watch closely, you will see that I didn't play the D major chord the way it's being played usually with these 3 fingers, but I replaced the 3rd finger with my 4th finger. Reason for that is now I have the 3rd finger free for the next chord, which is a G. So I can finish the D chord, and I already have my 3rd finger there for the bass. And back to the D. Same thing, take advantage of the empty D string. So the whole guitar part, if you practice a little bit, could sound like this. And again, I play the D with the 4th finger because the next chord in bar 13 is again a G major. Bars 13 through 16 start with G major. Goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, and the major lift. The chords would be played this way: G, as we did before. Now in the next bar, there's two chords in one bar. There's the C and the D. And since we are on the 6/8 beat or bar, it would be played C on 1, 2, 3, and the D major on 4, 5, 6. Now that gives us 3 notes per chord. I would play them like this and take your 2 fingers to the top 2 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The whole phrase now sounds like this. Afterwards, it goes to an E minor, which is very nice because if we keep the same hand pattern in the right hand with the low E string here and the top 3 strings, we don't need to press anything in the left hand because you might know the E minor chord like this, but these 2 notes are never being played. So we might as well just leave it empty. And back to the C. Whole thing sounds like this. There's something else interesting here. The lyrics are as follows. It goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, and the major lift. Leonard Cohen does nothing else but describe the chords that he's playing. The 4th chord in the G major scale is the C major chord. The 5th chord is the D major or D7th chord, depending on how you want to play it. The minor fall is a lyrical description of the minor substitute chord for G, which is E minor. And the major lift is the major chord C. So it's the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, and the major lift. Very smart. Bar 17 to 20 starts with a D major chord. Same way we always played it. You can play it either with the 3rd or the 4th finger. Important, for the next chord, it goes to a B7, which is preferably played like this, a barcode over the 2nd fret, and the 3rd or 4th finger on the 4th fret, 2nd string. Fingers on the top 3 strings, B as the bass. Now, if you can't play barcodes yet, there's an alternative. 2nd finger on the B. 1st finger, that's the 4th string, 1st fret, D sharp. The 3rd finger on the A, that's the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the B string open. So you play the same bass here, but the fingers play strings number 4, 3, and 2. It sounds like this. That way you don't have to play a barcode. It's a little bit more difficult to reach, but easier to play. Followed by 2 bars of E minor. We don't need the left hand at all. The words are: the baffled king composing hallelujah. Bars 21 to 24 are actually fairly easy. It's 2 bars of C, playing it the way we always do it, followed by 2 bars of E minor. The words are hallelujah, hallelujah. And bars 25 to 28 starts with 2 bars of C, going to the G and to the D. And the words are also hallelujah, hallelujah. From here, the piece starts from the very beginning again, goes back to the, and and then the second verse comes. That is the end of the lesson for the pure simple guitar accompaniment. Don't forget to strike like, give me a thumbs up if you like my video. Welcome to the advanced level. We're now performing Hallelujah as a solo guitar piece. In the beginning, we learned the first 4 bars, introduction. In bar 5 through 8, the bass plays the exact same figure, but everything is now played with the thumb. And the melody comes on top of that. You may ask, so why do we play it in the beginning with the 4 fingers? And there is no reason. I just did it that way. But it might be a good idea if you wanted to practice. The beginning figure was just your thumb. So you place your middle finger on the second string and you play the same figure that we played as an introduction with only the thumb. Practice it a little bit and come back to this lesson. Now in bar 5 to 8, the only 2 melody notes are a D and an E. There's something very fascinating going on here. I told you earlier that Hallelujah is in the 6/8 beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Leonard Cohen wrote the melody as if it was in the 3/4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So while the bass goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, the melody goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the melody notes in the first bar come on 1, 3, 5, and 6. Second bar, it comes on 1, 2, and 3. And on 6. Third bar, it comes on 1, 3, 5, and 6 again, same as the first bar. Bars 9 through 12. In my arrangement, I abandoned this line here in order to create more space when needed for the melody. I didn't want the bass line to run into the melody, but I will still keep the 8th movement up. In other words, there'll still be a note on each 8th note in the same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starts with a C chord. Before you finish the G chord here, remove your hand because you have an empty D there anyway, because you need a little bit of time to go to this chord, a D major. Bars 13 through 16. I just come from this D major chord. For the next G, I keep my second finger here on the D and play the G like this. It makes the transition smoother from the D in bar 12 to the G in bar 13. Also, from here I go to the C by simply playing a C9 instead of. First of all, I like the sound of it, and secondly, going from this to this was really easy. I still keep my finger on the second string for the D major chord. So the whole line up to here is. From here, I slide it up to the E minor. You will see me playing a bar chord here, but the only reason for that is that in order to go from the D major to the E minor, it's smoother to do it this way than to abandon the bar chord and jump to this chord here. So I keep the bar chord up even though it's not needed here. So we had the E minor here. While I play the B, the filler note B, I lift up, I let go of the bar chord here and put a full barcode on, except I don't fold my finger down. It's a preparation for the next chord to come. So it's from here, I play the B note, I let go here, and I play an open barcode, meaning I use the stretched out index finger only to press down the first string. It looks like this. And the reason is from here, I can reach the C major that's coming up very easy without jumping. So watch this. Because it's already prepared. I do this a lot in my classical guitar playing, that I prepare a chord that is about to come prior, which makes it easier than for a very smooth playing. Bar 17 to 20. The C major chord that we had in bar 16, we just slide it up 2 frets to D major. Then we keep the second finger on the 3rd string and slide it up to a B major chord. We keep the 4th finger on the A, play it together with the E, bass, E on the 5th string, B, resolve to G, and then the E minor chord up and down. After that, we play an empty B string and the empty E bass, because that gives us time to jump down for the next chord, which will be down here. So the whole sequence will look like this. So we use the advantage of having an empty B and an empty E to prepare the next chord, which will come next. Bar number 25 into the first ending. Now the Hallelujah part comes, and it just switches from a C major chord to an E minor chord, back to C major, back to G, and then we arrive at the first bracket or the first ending. You jump to the A, and we play the D major chord like this. 1st finger, 3rd finger. We can't play the empty D string because we need the F sharp here. So we go from the G in bar 27. And from here, this is the intro again. Or if you want to play it with a thumb. So you play the intro again and jump back after that to bar number 5, and the piece repeats. I will now show you from bar 25 into the second ending. So we have, that's still exactly the same as the first. You just jump into the second bracket. The second bracket, the only difference is that it enables you to repeat the Hallelujah one more time. Empty B string, empty D string, D, and the Hallelujah comes exactly the same as before. The C major, and ends in the G major chord. And now for the icing on the cake, the advanced virtuoso tremolo ending. You replace bars 41 and 42 with this. If you want to learn how to play tremolo, I refer you to my Godfather tutorial. Around the 16-minute mark, I included a section on how to practice and learn the tremolo technique. There's various exercises and so forth. I'll leave a timestamped link in the description below. So practice that tremolo. Once you have that, you will be able to play this here as well. Thank you for watching my video and enjoy the song Hallelujah.